What's up, guys? This is Andrew Smersek with Combat Training. Today we're going to be talking about not taking your time to take your shots. We're not talking about precision shooting or trying to shoot a rifle or something like that. We're just talking about like a reasonable distance where a skilled shooter would be able to make that shot quickly and accurately. Now if you're trying to take your time, make everything perfect, you usually end up screwing yourself over in the end. You'll either jerk the trigger, anticipate, or you'll come off your sights. So let's talk about those things real quick. Jerking the trigger, like you're right-handed, generally you will jerk the trigger and your shots will break off to the left, off the target. Now, anticipation, you're afraid of the gun going bang, so you drive the gun down at the last second, or as you press the trigger, that will drive your shots low. If you're jerking and anticipating, it's usually low left, okay? Now, if you're coming off your sights, losing that focus, you stop aiming at the target to look at the target, okay? Generally, you're looking for a hit. You can use a soft front sight focus where you're focusing on the target, or a hard front sight focus, or red dots, all that, but there's a whole nother video for that, the sight alignment sight picture video. So, either you're going to end up jerking, anticipating, or coming off the sights. Now I'm going to demonstrate this with an airsoft gun, running just gas, but let's talk about jerking, okay? First off, the process. You want to nail down the process that's talked about in the follow-through video so that you're not fucking it up and then taking too much time. Now the process should look like this. You're pointing at the target, take the slack out at the wall, you find your sights, then you press, reset immediately, find your sights. Press, reset immediately, find your sights. Press, reset immediately, find your sights. Then when you're done shooting, finger off the trigger, and you're done. Okay? Now, taking your time, and specifically with jerking the trigger, that looks like this. You point the gun at the target, then you get your sights. Alright? Then you put your finger on the trigger. Now again, it doesn't matter where your sights are until your finger's on the trigger. You know, as long as conditions are safe. We're just talking about target practice right now, okay? But you get your sights on the target, then you put your finger on the trigger, then, oh, that disturbed it, so now you get your sights on the target again. Oh, they're misaligned a little bit. Alright, now they're good. Now we'll go to the wall. Alright, now you're at the wall. And now, oh shit, we're off the target. Hang on, we'll start to press the trigger straight to the rear as soon as they're perfectly on the target, which is now. Okay? So, again, if we just use the process of wall, sights, press, reset, sights, press, reset, sights, then we'd be good. Screwing with that process, and then trying to nail our sights when they're perfectly aligned and perfectly on the target makes you jerk the trigger, okay? Because you're trying to be fast on it. You're trying to nail it when the conditions are perfect. Now your sights will never be perfectly aligned. They'll never be perfectly on the target, okay? You're moving, the earth is moving. If you're, shooting at a bad guy, he's probably moving too, all right? So your sights are constantly getting misaligned. But you as the shooter are constantly realigning them on the target, okay? So there is a delay that's happening between what you're seeing, what your gun is actually doing, and what your brain is telling your trigger finger. So if you try to nail everything, generally you're gonna snatch it up too hard, you're not gonna be pressing it straight and smooth, and also you're off the target. Now, let's talk about anticipation. Anticipation with taking your time, what I see is this. Again, anticipation is your shots going low. But you get on the target, right, then you find your sights. But you're trying to press the trigger super slow, because that's what you're focusing on, is a smooth press, right? Or they say like squeeze, don't pull, and all that stuff. So you're trying to press it super slow. But you're worried about that moment where the gun's going to go bang, right? The explosion that's about to happen. So at that point, oh, I'm pressing, and then you probably feel all the tissue in your finger compress, and then it gets harder, and oh, it's about to go off, it's about to, okay? That's generally what's happening. All right, and again, once your sights are on the target, and they're decently aligned, your sights are decently aligned, and your gun's decently aligned on the target, just start your press. start your press, okay? Now, taking your time where you come off your sights and you focus on the target. And watch the sight alignment, sight picture video that we have where we talk about the difference between a hard front sight focus and a soft front sight focus or a threat focus. You can make really accurate shots with a soft front sight focus, a threat focus, okay? But, you know, a newer guy especially, you gotta maintain one or the other, okay? And a newer guy would tell you to maintain that hard front sight focus to develop your trigger press and make it subconscious to focus on the front sight. So what that looks like is you're looking at your front sight and then you're on the trigger and then you're focusing on it and you're trying to focus, but then you're taking too long, so your eye keeps shifting from that front sight to the target, from the front sight to the target, and you're trying to tell yourself, focus on the front sight. Oh, focus on the target. Wait, focus on the front sight. Sometimes that makes you anticipate too, because you try to nail your shot when you're focusing on the front sight. But essentially, because you come off your front sight and you focus on the target, that misaligns your gun in the target, all right? So if I were aiming at the lens and then I were to come off, it doesn't look like much, but it really does affect it a lot. That usually gives you a sporadic group, something random, okay? Again, if you just, you know, focus on the front sight and just start to press, once the sight's somewhat good, you'll be fine, okay? So, anyways, hey, simple thing is nail down that process we talked about in the follow through. You know, we're at the wall, sights, press, bang, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights, okay? That's all we really need to do, all right? Your sights are never going to be perfect, all right? Your grip and your sight alignment is something you can just practice in dry practice. You don't need to do that at the range, and honestly, if you're only practicing that at the range, you're going to suck, right? Practice that stuff at home. You don't need to dry fire at home, right? You don't need to press the trigger at home necessarily to get good at shooting, but you do need to practice that grip and the sight alignment, so that's just subconscious, like practicing your draw stroke, coming out on target, or just practicing that grip, so that's something you don't have to think about. Because if there's too much that you're thinking about, that's going to make you take your time too. You're going to go from focusing on the sights to, oh wait, is my grip good enough? And things get crazy, okay? But anyways, hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please go to our website, buy some gear from us. We got rifle slings, EDC line, and t-shirts, and also consider training with us. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and keep fighting communism.